Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you clicked onto this video, it's because you want to learn how to find the right keywords or the right niche to have your books written. What niche you should get into, and how do you do this research? Well, if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you proof of exactly how I find topics and keywords that I use, and I'm going to give you proof. I'm going to show you exactly with one of the books that I published back as early as April, and show you a case study of one of my books and how I do this process. This is very, very simple. I get a lot of emails of people saying, hey Alex, I don't know what niche to get into. They're asking me to give them a specific title so they could launch their first book. But I'm going to show you this very simple process. It's not that difficult. The only problem is, for most of you, is that you're scared just to start. But I'm going to make this very, very simple for you. And I'm even going to include a live proof in my back office so you could see exactly how this is done with one of my books that I launched a couple of months ago. All right, if you find value in this content, please go ahead and subscribe. Please go ahead and smash that like button so I can keep helping you guys out with your self-publishing. All right, let's get into it. Let's go inside and get this done for you. Alright guys, just like I promised, we're going to get into the back office and I'm going to show you exactly how to do keyword research. Very simple. Of course, I have a more sophisticated strategies to get into the nitty-gritty of this, but what I'm about to share with you now, you can take and you can make money off this. You can make thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I promise you. This is free, but it's still worth thousands of dollars in what I'm about to show you. It's simple. A lot of the things in life are simple. They're just not easy. And the easy or the difficult part usually comes in the form of you taking action or whatever limitations you have in your mindset, in your philosophy. And that's usually what it comes down to. But I'm going to make this very simple for you because I get this a lot often. People asking me, what should I publish first? They want this security blanket. It's like buying a stock and you want to know which is the right stock to buy. But it's never really which is the right stock to buy. It's just the philosophy of you trading the market. So, for example, any market, the real estate market goes down, the stock market, U.S. equities market goes down. For those of us who are investors, we tend to think that we're going to buy things that are going to be cheap. But the majority of the people tend to think that that's a time of fear. The same thing comes with publishing. You want something specific, you want a specific niche, but the reality is that most of the niches on here, on Amazon, there's hundreds of them. They're all profitable. It's not the market, it's you being afraid to step in. So I'm going to give you a very simple steps to figuring out which books you should start off first. So I'm going to gear this video towards showing people where they should start. If I were to start from the beginning, I would always try to start with books, nonfiction books for beginners. So here's a screenshot of one of my books, Chakra for Beginners, that I published back in April. The book only has 12 stars reviews, and I already have it in audiobook, paperback, and Kindle. So my first suggestion for you is always start with books for beginners. So Chakra for Beginners, Keto for Beginners, anything for beginners, because the market for beginners is huge, right? Every single day, people are coming onto the marketplace as beginners wanting to learn something that you want to teach them or solve a problem that you want to teach. In this case, Chakras for Beginners, learn healing, right? Learning, meditation, and awakening the third eye. So I am providing a product to the marketplace for people coming in to chakras. I personally don't have any experience with chakras. This is the first time I publish in chakras. I've seen a ton of people publish in this space, and I stayed away because I had limiting beliefs towards it. I always thought, so many people are publishing this. There's no money to be made. But what I'm going to show you is going to help you break these barriers like it did for me. So let's go in here. And the first thing you're going to want to do when you're doing research and you come across any topic, and you should start off with topics that are of interest to you. But I'm going to use this chakras because if you stick to the end, I'm going to show you the proof of the sales of this book and how this tends to work for people who publish like myself. All right, so let's type in here. I'm going to start typing in chakra, and I already typed in CHAK, and we already have chakra, we already have chakra healing, we already have chakras for beginners. So this is step number 2. Step number 2, when you start typing in the space bar here for Kindle Store, there's Kindle Store and there's the books, but go into Kindle Store, and Amazon is going to tell you what the most searched keywords are. So number 2 on this list, and I haven't typed in the whole word yet, is chakra for beginners. Now let me go back to my book. Guess what the title is chakras for beginners. So I'm giving the marketplace what they're searching, right? If you have to understand anything, you have to understand that Amazon is a search engine. So we know exactly what people are searching for. This is something that you have to realize and you have to embrace as an advantage that we have. So we could put in front of them exactly what they're looking for. So it shouldn't be a mystery to you. You could type in anything in here and Amazon is going to tell you what people are searching for. So we know number 1, people are searching for diet books. This is very general, right? Diet books as a book. But look, diet meal plans, if you continue, right? Cookbook space, it's going to tell you, look, Mediterranean Thai cookbook for beginners. Here is another book you could have written because you know there's tons of demand for it. Okay, so let's go back to chakras for beginners. And let's continue with this example. So I'm going to click on chakras for beginners. And if you're in my course, you know that we look at other analytics once we pull up this page. But for this video, for this free training, this is basically what you need to know. We got a title that we know there's tons of traffic. So what I like to see when I look at this is a paid ad right here, sponsored ad, chakras for beginners. It's targeting exactly what we're talking about. It has a ton of reviews, high reviews. So this tells me, okay guys, sorry about that. The power went off here and I had to reboot, but I'm back. So looking at this example right here, chakras for beginners, this is a sponsored ad, a paid ad, someone paying for traffic on Amazon to sell this book. This tells me that someone is paying for an ad, people are buying it, and it's hugely profitable. This is a huge profitable niche right here, chakras for beginners, because someone's paying for ads and it's selling. So what else do I need to know? I don't even need to scroll any more down because right off the bat, and I'll give you an example. So let me give you this example here on this page. We said that chakras for beginners is highly trafficked keyword, and evidence of this is a sponsored ad with the reviews, with the BSR. If we scroll towards the next ad, usually there's 2 ads before the books, all of the books that don't have paid ads start showing. So the first 2 ads, look at the second ad. The second ad is a book on chakra. The title is Modern Chakra. Now look at the BSR, 300,000. Look at the reviews. Reviews are not as important for your books, but to get into a niche, reviews are important to know that there's actually demand, natural organic demand for a product that people are actually posting reviews for. But in this case, I want to show you that exactly what we said. We have a title up here that we know that there is demand. And if we were to type in chakra again, I'm pretty sure we're not going to see modern chakra as a highly trafficked keyword that people are searching for. And you could see this in the evidence. If we scroll further down, the next book is also chakras for beginners, and the BSR is better than the one on top. Just want to show you how important it is to let Amazon guide you into what you should be providing to the marketplace, because people are actually typing in chakras for beginners as opposed to modern chakra. And this is reflected right away in the books that are selling the most. It tells me right off the bat that, yeah, I would definitely want to publish in this space. I would definitely give this a try. So very simple. You find an area that you come across that you find something interesting, right? I find this, you guys know I have a background in healthcare. I'm a registered nurse. I'm working on my doctorate degree now. So all of this stuff kind of interests me. So chakras for beginners, it's something that I would be interested in. So I type this in. Amazon tells me exactly what is being searched for, that there's high demand. I look at some other analytics, but even without looking at that, I could tell you right now that I would publish in this, and I have published in this. So my first book in chakras, I published in April. It is currently November 17th. I'm here in Bali, Indonesia, and I'm going to show you. Now, this is not a normal market year because of the COVID and everything that has happened. Nothing is normal, but I'm still going to show you what it's like to publish something that I haven't published in before, and this is where you're going to be. You're going to publish in a space that you haven't before. So let me get into that and show you exactly what I mean. Sorry about that. That's a sale that just came in. So here's my back office. This is sales today. I'm probably a day ahead of you guys because I'm 12 hours ahead from the US. But so far today, I sold $219 worth of books. My first book here, a top earner today, is Chakras for Beginners. Ironically, that's not the case every day. I probably sold about 8 copies of this today in print. In print form. If I go back to yesterday, I sold about 257 in this account, and it wasn't a top seller, but I probably did sell copies in there. But let me show you what I really want to show you in here. Okay, so I pulled up the back office information just on Chakras for Beginners. As you can see, this is from April when I first published till November. We are currently in November 2020. So this is the first time I've ever published in Chakras, and I want to show you how the process goes for me. People do this differently in publishing. If you've seen my other videos, if you've gone through my training, I went from trying to do this launch thing so the book sells, so it ranks. I found from experience that you don't need to do all of those things. You don't need to do all. Now, if you're praying that one book is going to be your lifeline, that you're going to live and eat off one book, then you're going to have to probably focus on all these expenses to launching your books and trying to rank them. That's not my philosophy. That's not what I teach. What I teach looks something like this, what I'm about to show you. So I published back in April. And the very first month, whenever that was launched, I only made a total of that month $14, as you could see right there on the screen. In May, I made $55.31. In June, $98.41. And as you can see, the income is starting to grow on this book. 107, 118, 155 in September. Last month, we did 215. And November, we're already 247 mid-month. So this book is scaling. I'm not doing anything different. This is what happens when certain books take off, right? That's just the way it is. If I scroll down to here, you could see that I've sold about $1,000. I already doubled my money, more than doubled my money what invested in this book. I've sold 169 prints, 39. This is not including Ingram Spark. This is not including ACX audiobook. So I have already, made my money back times X, right? And this is what I teach in the course. And this is what I mean. You take a subject for beginners, and you could do this in so many different niches, right? Keto for beginners, anything for beginners. I don't know why I use keto so much. It's been drilled into my head that when I first started publishing, I published a lot of keto. I don't anymore. But anyway, this is what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you my back office so you could see the process. It's not a launch where you're going to come up with this miracle title keyword where you're narrowing everything down, where there's no competition. It just doesn't work that way. It just really doesn't work that way. You build a portfolio of books where there's traffic, and then you're going to get sales. You're going to get sales in the long run. This is a long-term game. All of my books don't look like this where they take off. Some of them just go flat for a little bit and then they start take off. Some of my books that have made thousands of dollars have taken off 8 months down the line. But the bottom line is we're placing our bet on titles and keywords that there's tons of traffic. That is your long-term game. You're not investing in this brand because nobody knows who you are. You're not really the writer. It's not your brand. So it's a waste of time of trying to build all these brands where there's about 4 billion visitors on Amazon every single month. You don't need to do all of that. There's enough traffic for you to make your money back times 5 on your books. All right, guys, I hope you found this very valuable. I hope you could implement this right away because I just shown you how to select your first couple of books. It's very simple. Just keep it simple. The number one rule is that you have to publish. You're not going to do anything unless you publish. So I keep getting these emails on what book, where should I start, can you approve the type of niche? That is nonsense. I just showed you how to fish. Go ahead and fish. All right, guys, if you want more information, if you want to link up with me, if you maybe you would like a one-on-one mentorship with me, go ahead and reach out to me. I'm going to provide a link below to my course, to further training, and I'm going to try to provide value for you in this channel for you to grow your business, but never hesitate to reach out to me with any questions. If you want to talk one-on-one, I'm more than available to help you guys out. All right, I'll see you on the next one. It's been a pleasure to show this to you today.